Hello everybody, Glitchup here, aka the original card game for the win, and I'm back for my usual pack opening party that I have whenever we're sending off one set and another one starts. In this case we're going with Murders at Karlov Manor, and of course, as usual, also doing the 5 golden packs as well, because that's what you get whenever you're getting the pack bundles, is you get 50 regular packs and 5 golden. So, I'm going to be opening these 10 at a time because I can. After a quick listen to music, just because, why not? Okay, here we go. I gotta admit, I love what they did with that sequence. It's just fun to watch it just scroll over, just leaving a trail of cards behind it. Oh, no, it's left on the music, nice. Okay, and, that's interesting. Like, just how many times I got slammed against humanity. If it's 4 of them, that's pretty much all you need to declare infinity when it comes to MTG Arena. Which means the fact that it says you can have any number of them in your deck. Yeah, that's always interesting. First one of those. First one of those. Got some wild cards here and there. The cycle of clue weapons is interesting, to say the least. And this is one of the more gives you a lot of stuff at once sort of deals. So, just saying. First of those. The dynamic of collecting evidence is sort of a bit overrated in my opinion. First one of those. Really? It's my first case of the Pilfered Proof? Okay. This one... Oh gosh. This one is such a meme in so many ways. Oh gosh. Yeah. This one is really ridiculous against sacking decks, so yeah. The first one of these, apparently. Really? The first one of this case, too? Okay. That was double. That it considers it first, apparently, if you get them all in one shot. So, okay, there's a thought. Okay. Fair enough. That's definitely a first on that one. This one is absolutely hilarious in so many levels. Okay. That one's very interesting in what that does. Cloaking, putting things down as face downs, is disguised, per se, is definitely interesting. The charm. Oh, my first of the Ruckus Theater. Okay, he's a surveillance style dual type tap lands are interesting. Okay, the Baron Krinko is here. Of course, I prefer Mob Boss, but just saying. Lazav being back certainly says a lot in a lot of very interesting ways. So, yeah, Lazav is back. you probably wouldn't need to do that more than just doubling up on it in Arena. Just saying. The Parlor, in one of these surveil lands. Straight up mythic wildcard. Okay! That's interesting. Another 10, please. Whee! It's always fun whenever you're getting your wild cards that way too. You just fling on. Because you're opening like 10 decks at once and you only need to do so many for a wild card. Okay, let's see how we got here. Very, very, very good options there on that one. That one can be played in so many ways. For just one green, it's kind of ridiculous. Red herring is just hilarious. Just saying. I'm just wondering with this one. Did they go back and watch Gargoyles? Because this is basically kind of how things would go. Sort of. First of the Centuries. Okay. That flipping effect is just absolutely hilarious. Especially when there's a few things that allow you to repetitively turn stuff face down and back up. So, yeah, there's that. This has a lot of different uses. Gorgon and Gorgon's Kiss at the same round. Okay, that was interesting. Orzhov. Doing Orzhov stuff, because, of course, Orzhov. We like Orzhov. The Leech as a first is interesting. Showing that one kind of is kind of a charge up for a lot of things. First, the Jugglers for this round. Okay. One is pretty much just everybody pointing at, shouting at everybody. Getting several good wild cards there. Speaking of which, random just played in rare wild cards. The Rookie. Okay. It took me a while to get Kelm this round. Just saying. Bone Brute. All about the past. Haven't we kinda technically revisited the past a lot recently? Just saying. I mean, couldn't they have had this a little earlier because of that? It would be very appropriate for Brothers War. It really would have. Just saying. I think I'm going to get all my remaining cases in one big blow. Low Tulsamare. Deja before her fall. And of course, Azoni. Okay. I see the Mythic Power building. A lot of it this round. Okay. Also saying it took them quite a while to get these kind of dual modal spells down to uncommon. Because for quite some time most were rare and or mythic rare, so yeah, it's been a long time coming to get that, so yeah. The Enforcer, because why not? A wrench and the knife right next to each other. That's hilarious. Kellen learning to fly. Lots of rope. The Gear Drake is... This one could get ridiculous in a hurry. Not my first, but I'm just saying with that ability. Oh, every artifact being sacked makes this thing grow stronger. So, yeah. Buried in the Garden is interesting with what you can do with that. That one is shenanigans. Yes, that's a weird. The back street. So one more of the surveillance, but it's not my first one. Prof's eidetic memory. It took me a while to get that legendary enchant. Okay. Now just a barrage of mythics. Including a straight-up mythic rare. This one can do... I mean, if you were very desperate, you could use that ability to do some very weird things. This one has some very, very interesting uses for land-themed decks. Because it's resurrecting land. Did I hit the wrong button? I may have hit the wrong button. There we go. That's better. I like watching him zip now that that's a thing. This one's very interesting. It comes into battlefield tapped, but you sack it unless you tap an untapped artifact or land you control. So, this is kind of like a couple others there's been, except you also have the option to untap an untapped artifact you control, which may or may not even really affect that artifact's abilities. So, played right, this one could go some interesting ways, and it's just a common. I'm just going, seriously, that one's easy to grab and can do some great things because of any mana that you want. Sure, it's a slow land rather than a fast land, but sometimes that's perfectly fine, and I can do some great things with slow lands, so I don't mind. I just don't get exactly why this one has that effect. Just wondering. Just doesn't make thematic sense. Now that is officially a sudden setback, so they had the right call on that one. A lot of things, a lot of things from the set didn't fully add up. And that was part of the whole point of weird mystery, and it's like, why does this, and how does this connect exactly? Roasty. I hear Viashino are becoming lizards from now on, so it'll be one of the last times you see that type on the card before they retroactively apply that on Arena and just say that it is otherwise. So there may be some errata incoming. Just saying. Classic. Just connecting the dots. Ah. I think I've got pretty much the full cycle, but we'll see after this. This guy was part of this whole, like, clue line thing we were doing in Arena for a while. I'm just saying it was a thing. So this was very specifically featured. At least I think that one was. Okay, that one, go on heavy tokens, that could be pretty wild. Hello, Judith. We hear you've been up to some stuff, and Rakdos isn't really approving that much. So I'm just saying. But I gotta admit, those are some interesting amped up abilities she's got this round. She certainly knows how to put on a show. Doppelgang again, for the doppelgangsters. Again, I'm pretty sure I've got the whole set, but we'll see out of those. Ah, this Phoenix. This is the one that I was doubting whether or not I'd want to spend a rare on, because I know it's a Phoenix, I like Phoenix cards, but this one just kind of burns your graveyard when the whole point of Phoenix cards is to keep popping back. So you wouldn't want to exile another Phoenix just to get this one back, would you? Because I don't think I'd go for that. But it's there. Okay, briefly after this, I will be seeing how close I got to having it all this round. Okay, extra wild cards. Oh, just saying, with thinking cap, they really, really missed a big opportunity. They should have also had, when equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, investigate. I'm just saying that would have made this perfect. At least they have the magnifying glass that helps you keep them. So, yeah. Again, kind of hoping that was on the happen. It took me this long to get the case of the Shattered Pact. I mean, to be fair, this is very interesting just because it's a colorless enchantment that cares about playing full rainbow. I mean, seriously, this is a very interesting one in multiple ways. But that payoff for it actually working if you're going full rainbow is hilarious, and this would perfectly complement by one card that's you got from previous version of Ravnica, a previous round of Ravnica, I should say. If you have Sphinx of the Guild Pact, this would be perfect, because Sphinx of the Guild Pact is easy to acquire and is all colors for basically just generic mana. So it's like, yeah. that would immediately get that taken care of if you didn't already have other ways of doing so. So, yeah, there's that. The uncounterable poof. Just goodbye. If it's low to the ground, anyhow. Now this one has some potential in other ways. Okay, now is this my last case? Or do I need more? way I got 2 of it in one shot, so I've got to be getting closer. Straight up wild card. Commercial district. Getting those in. This has a lot of interesting connotations. Yeah. That may be a decently sizable artifact creature, but that's not going in my full-on Golos-powered Cybertron deck. Just no, because there are times when you don't want to blow up non-basics of your own to get a basic. And there are times that you do. Most of the time you don't. Because it's like, for each player, destroy. Well, it does say up to 1, so I guess that's not that bad when you're thinking about it. I kind of forgot that part. It's like you don't have to target yourself if you don't want to swap a non-basic for a basic, so I guess that's fine. Although it's not really... Well, it has its uses, let's put it that way. It does have flying and trample in a 4/4, so it's not bad. The Undercity. Straight up rare again. Yaris. Hello, Yaris. You've got some very interesting jank things you do, and we're gonna love you for it. Because, yeah. Okay, it's just... Yeah, it's just... Okay. I'm getting a lot of mythic rares this round. Kylox's Volt Strider. That's a wild one in its own way. If you were very desperate to thunk them, then... Yeah, you could use that ability to just cause it to be animated suddenly. That one gives you options, I'll give it that, but it would be a bit rough. Okay, so now for the golden pack. And of course, golden packs are all about the shiny gold and mythic. So, oh, and we're about to get something in Modern Horizons 3 kind of soon that will complement the spheres, and it's going to be interesting seeing how that goes, because there's a interesting trick I'd like to see if I could pull off, or that would be possible to pull off, and that could be something interesting. The dark side of Baggins, but had to happen. I mean, come on, shouldn't these, like, by their nature, like, aim for ones you don't have yet to expand your base collection count first? It should totally be a priority on these. Or at least in my opinion it should be. You should be hyped for pretty much guaranteeing something that you don't have yet. Okay, see? You should be more worried vectors that way. I prefer it that way. Give me ones that I don't have yet as a preference when it comes to these golden packs. Or just fill out collections. That should be what they should be there for. Just being rare and mythic rare isn't quite enough kick in my opinion, but aiming for what you've don't have yet, nice. this one is an interesting trade-off. You poof one thing, but then they get a couple of map tokens to use, so... it could go a lot of different ways. Blow Aurelia. Finally, now this one is one I was really hoping to get out of the set. Because this one could be really fun in some very interesting ways. Because it has Indestructible, and whenever Barb Servitor enters the battlefield, suspected. So it winds up with Menace, but can't block. So, unless you have a way to unsuspect it, which there are a few, then you're going to have to be forced to be sort of aggressive with it, or force things to fight it. But that's where things come in here. Whenever Barb Servitor deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. That's a trade-off. But the big one's the last ability. Whenever Barb Servitor is dealt damage, target opponent loses that much life. Yeah, that's not damage, that's just straight life loss. So, yeah, you can just totally sap their life very quickly if you do the right thing, including the occasional targeting of your own creature. You could imagine throwing a very heavy X mana spell at this and just nailing them with it. I mean, oh my gosh. Fireball level tactics on this one would be hilarious. This reminds me, I need to check the other Goyfs. Yes, we have a weird detective again. But the big thing was that servitor. I've been wanting that specifically. I have a combo set in mind for that one that would be really wild. Yeah, legendary artifact lands are a thing now, and they are great. Okay. See, that's an interesting one. I know, it took me a while to get the Phyrexian Vindicator. But hey, I got it this way, and this is again how it should be. I really like it biasing itself towards ones you don't have yet, as the biggest part of the payoff of those. That's what I really like. Aclazotz. Hello again, sir. You are quite a very interesting bat god, and I very much enjoy you. Strider again. They are definitely ones the Phyrexians did not expect to find in the underworld, admittedly. Seriously, this does some wild things. Massacre Girl is definitely a massacre every time. The Leveler. Okay, let's see. How many of these actually get us first? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And not as many that round. Okay, now let's go in and check a few things. Well, let me also pull up my vault while I'm at it. Okay. Okay. Let's see how close I got to the end of this one. Well, let's do the first tier of it and get those uncommons and possibly remaining commons out of the way, because that'll accelerate things quickly. You tend to get a lot of uncommons whenever you're doing the big opening round. Oh, and this is also one of those things that can unsuspect creatures, so just saying. This one is just... okay, that was just wild in its own way. Also a way to no longer suspect something. Okay. Now, how do we do? I got 13 rare and 6 mythic rare. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, 19 rares and... one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I wouldn't have enough rares and mythic rares to finish the set, but can I finish off another one while I'm at it? Because I don't know if I want to do the alchemy. Well, I don't know. I could take out the alchemy set this way, but I don't think there's really that much there. Okay, thing left in one of the earlier ones. Oh, I could probably finish off this one if I wanted to. Yeah, this one's also pretty close. I got several to decide from, actually. For Wilds of Eldraine, I'm pretty close at. Now, did I get everything from Marching Machine? Yeah, I did. And, okay, so I've got that one completely cleared. This one's pretty close in. I gotta admit, that one's very interesting. For a color choice mechanic. Oh yeah, I just had Nissa left. Yoink. Okay. Now I have none left on there. So that whole block, so to speak, is out. Yeah, I can finish off Brothers War. Okay, because I got that pair out now. Okay. Time to skip deep. Ish. Do I have stuff left in Mystical Archive? Of course I do. But with all these rares, I can now to be fair, these are kind of more like different styles. For some of those. This one, however, it's interesting if I ever want to get more into Timeless. Not the best, but it works. That's perfectly worked out for me to take out that. Okay, okay. Do I really want these versions when I think I have them otherwise? I'll think about it. Is there one that, oh yeah, I was gonna get Tigum. I really don't have Dragavan yet. I used up my last mythic for right now. That's okay. Now all of these, other than Ragavan, I may already have. Ragavan, is maybe the way. But at the same time, I need another mythic rare. But I'm clearing out sets, so that's certainly something. I want to do some karmic justice is one I would like to go with. Goblin Bombardment. A line of lightning. All lines with their free casting are interesting. Nature's Will is just, oh dear, that could be very fun. I've got some of these things in other ways, so not as necessary in some. one, and I may kind of let some of these slide for a while. Is there any shadows the past ones that I really like? You don't have too many in this one either, in this subset. I think it's a good time to take Angel of Flight Alabaster. Specific for spirits, but yay! that's a really good one to just keep going with it. So yeah. Okay, I've completed more than one set this round, so I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so I did think I did a pretty good run there, completing a few sets that I just needed to finish off, getting some really close, and some to the point where it's like, do I really need to because I got them otherwise? 'Cause that's the thing about reprints and digital reprints, is you're going, do I really need that version? Because it's still technically the same thing. So, I'll think about some of those. But for now, I'll be logging off, so hope to hear from you all later, everybody. Bye for now, and remember, MTG forever.